There's no good way to handle that situation.
There we go. We beat him down. We didn't even need to reinforce. Now we're going to run down his tin stack up here. Probably going to go drop on Northumberland, so let's get going that way. Like, I don't know where he's going if it's not Northumberland. Oh, we're going to catch him out in York. That's perfect. So now his little tin stack, we might wipe it, we might not. I'm not sure. We don't have a lot of artillery. Nope, we did stack wipe it, so that's 10,000 dead Brightons.
The violence is senseless, I will assure you.
Okay, dead and or captured Brightons. Happy?
That's, yes, a little better.
I was really surprised the Dutch lost a big naval battle. They had more heavies, but the British beat them out.
Probably with maneuverability, if I had to guess.
Because the British had an admiral. That's all.
Oh.
Okay, they're marching to Oxford. They'll be there on the 13th. They're going to Kent. So we can totally catch this 6 stack here. I just gotta wait for them to get movement locked. Oh, there they are. Let's go. England's gonna have a real hard problem here pretty soon because they're not gonna have any manpower at all. As soon as England runs out of manpower, they can't win. Oh, they just put troops on a boat. They're shipping them off to the continent.
Are they going after France right now?
They must be.
They have way bigger problems than France.
Either that or they're gonna drop them in the New World to try to get at me somehow. But none of this is gonna go well for them. March this army up here. Well, bleep yeah to you too.
Sorry.
Alright, we're going to turn that off. We're just going to siege Oxford down. Oh, never mind. Somehow it was hiding. I don't know how they hid that army, but they did. Let's turn forced march back on. Can we catch them in England? Is that nice terrain? Yes, it is. We'll fight them in England. Or in London, I mean. They're going to have to merc up, and I don't know if they have the money to do it.
I don't think they do. If they only had one really good ally, and France is as big as it is, I'd have to say they're probably in a much worse situation than it looks like on the screen.
Let's find out. Britain, no army, 12,000 manpower. I've completely killed their army.
I bet they don't have the money. I bet this is the utter and final collapse.
Oh, don't be silly. They're going to hang on for a while, because that's just how the AI is. But I could maybe drive them up to taking some loans or something. Let's see. How do you tell somebody has loans from this display? It'll say loans, like I have. Okay. So they have not taken any loans yet. War exhaustion's going up, though. That's bad for them. Oh, you know what? I've been terrible, 6.
How's that?
I need to make somebody else pay for these forts. I don't want to pay for them. Novgorod can pay for them.
Payment dodger.
Well, Novgorod can pay for them. They like doing it.
They like doing it.
Oh, you know what? That's awesome. Cool. Things are starting to come together. In the New World, I mean.
I was gonna say.
Oh, I just get up here and siege down Gaspé. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm going to go with Gaspé. And Brittany! Brittany, who had one province, finished colonizing Acadie, and now they're colonizing Anticosti, this little island up here.
So weird.
I don't even understand it, dude. You're one province minor. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't think there's anything to understand. Like I said, Sweden becoming the greatest superpower in the world left a vacuum that not even what minor provinces could fill. So all of a sudden they just start colonizing. They're like, we have to do something. Sweden.
Sweden does sound pretty accurate as to what's going on in this campaign so far. And it's funny because this campaign was so desperate early on, man. I couldn't even have an army. I had to rip my entire army out all the time for like 50 years.
Excessive.
Improves is at 88 with Oldenburg. We're improving with... You improve with Salzburg already? They're at 70. Let's top off with Salzburg. You gotta keep electors happy, man.
I don't really care about electors personally, but I'm not getting elected, so there's an important correlation there, I'm sure.
Yeah, if you were the Holy Roman Emperor, you would care about electors. You would care a lot.
I like getting elected is probably what I would say.
So where is the Newfoundland army?
It's at the Arctic Circle. They're just doing the Arctic Circle discovery right now.
Gross. Oh, there it is. All right, let's see if we can catch this out.
I mean, it might as well be. Jeez, it's way up there.
It's in Maine, dude. It's hardly way up there.
I apologize. It looked like you were pointing somewhere else on the map.
No, the cursor's in the right place. Maybe I was just... At the moment I exclaimed that, maybe I was somewhere else. Hello. Sorry, I lost myself. I think I thought you were someone else.
What prompted that song?
I don't know, it just seemed appropriate somehow.
Okay. We had music time with elizibar here today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.
Pequot separatists. I guess I'm going to deal with that for my vassals. And I'll just let them keep chasing Britain around. Because they'll ignore that rebellion instead of doing the right thing and squishing it as soon as possible. Oh no, there's a British... They're throwing troops out. Let's see. Are they mercs yet? Are they merking up? Military. Do this one. Yep, they've merked up. Oh, that's great. They will be taking some loans before this is over. And look, we can start hunting these little 1 stacks down with our 24 stack here. In fact, I'm going to split into 2 stacks to really make that happen. You're going, what, to Derby? Go to Derby. Going to Northumberland. Let's just get up here. Let's get up here and see what happens. Squishing these little 1 stacks will be great. Each of these 1 stacks is like $20 that they're wasting.
Nice.
Because they're mercs, man.
I was always wondering, why mercs? What's the advantage?
Oh, because mercenaries don't draw from your manpower pool. So
yeah, they're really expensive. So to offset that cost, it's a little bit rougher.
It's just money.
Just money. I mean, manpower is an expensive cost as well.
Manpower is more expensive than money is sometimes. Like in my situation, I can throw away 50,000 troops, no problem. Britain's situation, pull that chart up again. Great Britain, manpower, 9,000. They can't afford to build regular troops anymore. I mean, they got some, but they're probably going to want to save that for like artillery or something that you don't want to pay mercs for.
Mercs make bad artillery.
No, their artillery is fine. It's just really expensive. Whereas your artillery should always be in the back row and should never actually take damage. I don't like any of these guys. I guess I'll take the discipline dude.
Something else that I was trying to learn back when I column width matters, right?
Yes, that's why artillery is in the back row, because of the column width.
You don't want to get flanked.
Correct. Cavalry ends up on the margins of the columns. And, oh god, there's some... Here, let's pull up a fight.
Huh.
So if
It's
you mouse over one of these units, you can see who they're attacking. Like if I mouse over this infantry in the middle, you can see he's attacking both of those guys. See the little yellow boxes around him? It's probably hard to see at the resolution you're watching at.
It's noticeable.
And if I look here, this guy's flanking one over. Infantry attack the 3 tiles directly in, like the one directly in front of them, and the one on either side. Cavalry, I don't have any in my army. Theirs aren't showing it, but cavalry can actually attack like one over. So instead of being like directly on and then the 2 tiles next to it, cavalry can attack like one over and the 2 tiles next to it. So if you have cavalry on the edges, 1 or 2 cav can contribute by attacking all the way down on the flank of the enemy. So if your army is a little wider, cavalry can flank better than regular infantry can.
That's nice. That's useful.
And artillery sits in the back row and it hits 3 wide block like the infantry do. That way artillery, which is really expensive, doesn't take casualties.
Right, if that took casualties, there'd be some problems.
Yeah, it's expensive to replace artillery. And sometimes you just have to throw artillery into the meat grinder, but you probably shouldn't.
It's not worth the money.
Anyway, Britain's toast. I don't think they've realized it yet, but they're toast.
We can see we have live satellite feed of the toast.
Ain't that true? Ain't that true? Let's see, we can get a new mill tech. I should probably do that. It's real cheap, too. Yeah, let's do that.
Man, I was really hoping you'd get to 1642, but it's just not happening this session.
No, if you play this game right, it's slow, dude.
And you are playing a very good game.
I'm playing an acceptable game.
How much better could you be right now? I mean, come on.
Probably a lot better.
I think you're exaggerating.
Okay, let's rally up. Guys to here. We'll send this guy to here. Lose Diplo or lose Stab? Lose Diplo every time.
Diplo is not a big deal.
If you ever get a choice between losing 100 Diplo and losing 100 admin, always choose the Diplo.
You're making Diplo per turn. You're not making admin per turn.
Yes, you are.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, every turn my Monarch and my advisors generate 12 admin, 7 Diplo, and 11 mil right now.
Okay.
So you make all these points all the time. But Diplo's not as valuable as admin. Admin is, you own this. Diplo is, depending on your war goals and what you're doing and yada yada yada, maybe you take it so that you can own it. But you also probably have claims, so you own it for free for Diplo. Diplo is less versatile or less powerful in that regard, and mill points are probably the least powerful.
I see. I knew there was a priority order.
Yeah, if you ever get the choice, and unless you're behind in technology, which happens, always, always, always choose to lose mill points.
Noted. Since it sounds like I may play this game nearer in the future than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, dude, as soon as the Steam sale rolls around, the game will be like $10.
It's $10 right now for the base game.
There you go. Oh no, Britain has an army of mercenaries running around Scotland. I'm screwed, 6.
That's a lie.
Let's see how they're doing. Let's see. Britain, 22 mercenaries. I don't know where they're raising those mercs at. So they got 19,000 troops. So, oh, they're probably raising them in the colonies.
Sounds about right to me.
Nowhere else they could do it. So, like down in English Brazil or something, they've raised a bunch of troops. Where they occupied a province on the continent somewhere and they raised a bunch of troops there. I don't know. Let's get Savoy out of this war. I don't want to fight them. There's no point to it. And I'll probably piece out Britain here in a second. How much money will you give me, Savoy? You're about to die because France is you full occupied, so how much are you going to give me?
Not enough.
140 ducats, I'll take it. I might have actually had them occupied partly. I see a Polish army down there doing something derpy. Alright, Britain. Let's see. I need to get up there and retake that Scottish stuff. So hey, you guys get to go do that. Oh, maybe they've got like 20,000 troops in Ireland. That would be stupid.
Yes, it would. Oh, I was actually kind of curious how much longer you wanted to go for tonight.
I think I'm gonna call it after this war's over.
Okay. Keep looking down at the time, and I'm like, has it really been that long? It feels like we just started.
It has been that long. Yep, that's where all the British troops are, in Ireland.
I don't know what that's gonna do then.
It's the only place they can raise troops. Alright, let's loot down London while we're here. Take Ayrshire back. And I don't think we can get into any of this other stuff up here. So I think it's time to end this war. After another loot take on London.
I was gonna say, there's gotta be at least something else you want. So on your peace treaty here, I really gotta know.
What you gotta know?
Are you gonna take any land?
Of course I am. Any of this colonies or this full territory that's occupied? Guess there's no colonies to seize here. Alright, let's do this peace deal. 5 days. Moose Factory, you don't have a settler. Let's send a settler up here. Keep that colonist busy. And we'll take this back. Take this back. You can always give territory or give occupations to vassals and then yank it back. So by doing that, I made Novgorod pay the maintenance on those forts. And then, now that I'm done with that, I took it back so that I can deal with it differently in a peace deal if I want to. It counts as me occupying it instead of them occupying it.
Right.
I could spit out Wales, that would be funny. Okay, so we're going to give that back to Scotland. Those are all the Scottish cores, which is a shame.
Why is it a shame?
Because I would like to have given all of Scotland back to Scotland.
Ah.
Cannot combine concede Canada with return cores. Really? Why not? I'll take a humiliate, war reps, money, and I'm just going to take some territory in Canada, I guess.
I guess.
back. Let's see. What don't... There's gotta be something I don't really want that much. Oh. No, I take it back. I want everything that much. We'll give this to Vinland here. Finland will like that better than Newfoundland, I think. What do you think?
That sounds right to me.
Alright, well, me and the captain, we're going to make it happen. There we go.
Anything like me and Julio down at the schoolyard?
I guess. I don't know. Alright.
You probably don't get that reference.
No, I don't. So, Newfoundland, the actual, island, Nova Scotia, is mine.
I had a feeling that was going to come into your own ship.
These are Canadian provinces at the start of the game when you're colonizing them. There are all like 111s, but I think some of this is like 121 and stuff like that. So it's slightly better than the stuff Vinland already had. But now Vinland has this extra land. It's all theirs. They can do whatever they want with it. Great. And we got that. Let's see. Okay, don't care. Care. So we took 70,000 casualties.
That's it?
Mostly due to attrition. The British, on the other hand, lost 103,000 men in direct combat. Like, they took 3,000 in attrition, so 100,000 men just got killed by me.
Wow.
Now, granted, some of that's going to be like Savoy's army, which I'm sure Poland mauled, and Mossy lost their army somewhere. But mostly that's English and their colonies losing troops. Because they lost maybe like 5,000 or something by the time the war was over. Us, on the other hand... Go ahead.
It sounds like it's a total loss. Like, they should never have taken Perth. I mean...
Yeah, they should have just let me have that. They should have stayed out of Scotland. Because now...
Okay, so if they had stayed out of Scotland, what would this war have been? Would you have taken English territory in the war with England?
Oh, I would have just fabricated on somewhere in Scotland and started the war anyway. Or if, I was down here and I'd already vassalized Scotland, I would have, fabricated on Northumberland or Cumbria or something for the reason for the war. And it would have been the exact same thing, just funnier.
Yeah. All right, you finished your war. Huh?
I certainly did finish my war. Feel pretty good about that. Go there.
You freed Scotland, who doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna start absorbing Scotland as soon as we're able.
Like I said, they don't matter anymore. Yay!
Meanwhile, before we end this, let's see. Are war reps already showing up here? Yeah. So Britain's given us a little bit of money. That's gonna change. They're in a bad spot right now financially, so that's why that's not very high. But pretty soon, we're going to be raking in the fat ducats from Britain. Like, that should be like 2 or 3 ducats a month. Straight up. Just, here's 10% of my total income.
Beautiful.
Plus, we ripped 1,000 ducats away from them, so that's all loans they're now stocked with. If we come over to... whichever one of these tabs has that country. Check that. Yeah, here we go. Score comparison. Great Britain. Loans. Minus 0.12. Let's see. Where am I at? I got 1 loans, 0.6. So Britain has had to take 2 loans just to try to deal with me. Not to mention they took a bunch of prestige, lost territory. Like, it sucks for them. Meanwhile, they still have to deal with France.
That's insane. So they're dead and they still have to deal with France.
Yeah, they're beat up bad, so they're going to take more loans. They're going to have to hire more mercenaries, try to get over there to fight France, and nothing they do will work because they can't take the French army no matter how many mercs they buy.
You've upset the balance of power in such a way it'll never be the same again.
Armies, here we go. Great Britain, they've got 15,000. They've got about 20,000 troops, and they're almost all mercenaries. Meanwhile, France, let's check the ally button, has, let's see, 47,000 troops and no mercenaries. You tell me who's in the better position.
France by a long shot.
Yep, and the best part of this is France can't get to England to seize English territory because they don't have a strong enough navy. The Dutch lost. The Dutch were on their side, and their navy got sunk like whoa. So the French can't get up here to do anything. So this war is going to drag on. War exhaustion is going to go up on both sides. The France will re-siege Calais down, and then they're just going to sit there and stare angrily at each other for like a decade, and then peace out. France getting Caen and Calais.
That sounds like a boring and meaningless situation.
For them it is. For me it's great because it weakens both of them the longer it goes on.
And it will go on for a while.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like at least 3 years or something before they peace out, probably.
That's hilarious.
And that is how you manipulate great powers in this game. Although the France thing was kind of incidental, I'm really glad they declared their own separate war because it's way funnier this way.
I think they knew what was going on, and those AI have to be programmed to like want to jump on each other if the other is weakened.
Oh, they're rivals, so of course they're gonna jump on each other. And let's see, Scotland, I can absorb them in 5 years. But maybe 6. You want to hear the maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe Scotland starts colonizing again because now they have real provinces that are worth actual, like, tax money and stuff.
That's hilarious.
Like, if they were colonizing as a one-province minor, there's no reason they can't drop a colony in Kourou or Theafada that I can absorb later. So this war has just been absolutely fantastic for me. I wish I could have finished getting Newfoundland over here, but I'll just get that in the next war. Not a big deal.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, well, thank you, sir, for joining me.
Hey, not a problem. I hopefully wasn't the worst co-commentator today.
No, you kept asking great questions, so it's fantastic. Like, there's negative complaints.
Wow, I've done that. Wow. Note to self, keep at it. Okay, well, thank you for having me again. And hopefully I can come back to ask more questions and learn more about the game so we can do a co-op campaign, because apparently that's in the future now.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool. I did that. I should have known that you could do that because I totally did exactly what Omar Jafar was saying with my nephew when he was visiting me a couple months back. Because he has like the base game and like one expansion. And I was talking, he was asking me like how to handle this situation, that situation. I kept mentioning mechanics he didn't have because he didn't have the expansions. And I'm like, oh, well, and then I was like, well, let's try. Let's see if you play with me, and I'm hosting, if you get all the DLC. And it turns out he did. And we played like, I don't know, 50 years of a campaign together.
Just 50 years.
Well,
That's fine.
50 years at like speed 2 is like 6 hours, dude.
Oh, Jesus. Sounds extreme.
I think the last thing I'm going to do, and I don't want to do it, but I also want to get this new colonial nation popped out over here for Louisiana. I'm going to go ahead and just click the Make Core button for Detroit. That'll reduce my little bit of overextension because I got like 5% from that province. That also means I only need to colonize 4 places over here, make Louisiana, and that's better than having to colonize 5.
Very true.
All right.
Well planned.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and hit that. Well, we'll hit save first, then we'll hit exit. That'll make 2 copies of the save game. And I will see you next time. And I don't even know if anybody's watching or if anybody's streaming. I want to go look at. Let's see. Oh, Looking Toad is playing Mega Man. I guess I'll go hang out with Looking Toad for like a half hour before I hit the hay. So let me just drop a raid on him. And if you can come along if you want or not, I don't care. But I'm going over there to say hi.
I'm probably gonna lurk myself because I am due to like crash. But let's get a raid in, guys.
Raid now. I hit the button. There it is.